Hello, I hope that you're having a beautiful day today. Thank you so much for watching this video. Today I decided to film a little minimalist video for you. In this video I'm going to share with you my minimalist hacks for clothes. So it's not only my clothes but all of my family clothes, my husband's and my kids' clothes involved. The very first hack that I wanted to share with you is to use KonMari decluttering technique. This is what I spoke about in my previous video where I reviewed KonMari decluttering book, which is called Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up. And the technique that she's using for clothes is to bring all of the clothes that you have in the house, including your coats, your seasonal wear, everything you own, spread it all on the floor, and then pick each item and think if that item is bringing you joy. What I personally used to ask myself is if this clothing item fits well with my wardrobe. This way I have one headache less when I'm choosing my clothes for the day. Once you have decluttered, you can still use her method when you feel like things and clothes creeped back in. You just do the same and repeat the process. And for me personally, I had to do it couple of cycles of decluttering in that way, because at the very first time when I tried it, I did not want to let go of certain things. I was trying to convince myself that I will be wearing those clothes, and some clothes were too small or way out of fashion or not fitting my current wardrobe. It's okay if you do it once or twice, as you can do it as many times as long as it helps you to maintain clear space. The way I view decluttering is that it's not something that you just do once and it's done. Things tend to creep back in and we need to keep up with the clear space. So my tip number 2 is to use one in, one out rule, which means that if you are bringing one clothing item into your wardrobe, get rid of another item. So for example, if you are bringing in a new sweater, get rid of the old one. Okay, if you did not have a sweater, that's fine, you can just bring it in. But what this rule means, one in and one out, is just that you don't hoard on to stuff once again. As an example, I can tell that I used to be a proper hoarder. So I bought once a new iron because the old one was really bad. It used to leave marks on the clothes. I don't know what was I thinking, but I just left it. But this is what we tend to do. We just tend to hold on to things that are not necessarily required by us anymore. So the same thing goes with the clothes. A minimalist hack number 3 for clothes is to buy less but better quality clothes. This means that when you go and buy clothes, try to look for 100% cotton or whatever you like, but something that is of a good quality. When I go shopping, I always check the labels and I always try to buy 100% cotton, and I aim to buy organic cotton because there is a lot of genetically modified cotton and this is not what I want to wear. So when I check labels and if there is a mixture of the fabric and if the content of the cotton is 70%, this means that this is one of the lowest grade of clothing items. Also try not to buy cute or trendy items because those items tend to be seasonal and fashion changes really fast. So what I personally try to do is I'm trying to buy something that is more classy or kind of vintage looking, something that will not go out of fashion and that will stay longer in my wardrobe, and I know that I'm going to wear it until it's worn out. I also shop in charity shops and I feel that clothes there tend to be of quite a good quality, good brands, because I feel that if the cloth made it to the charity shop and it's in resellable condition, it means that it's been worn and it still looks good and you can definitely make a use out of it, and plus pay very little for it. Next hack is to buy clothes that match with one another. So it not only saves you time and frustration in the morning when you're trying to get ready, but it also saves you money in some way. So for example, I decided on certain type of colors that I'm going to bring to my wardrobe, and I know that those colors interchange with each other and look good with one another. So when I go shopping and I know that, let's say I need to buy a new blouse, I'm gonna go in the shop and I will be looking for this particular color blouse, and I'm going to be having this narrow vision of what exactly I want, and I'm not going to be drifting away buying something completely different, especially those trendy items that grab your attention, or during the sales as well. If you, for example, going in the shop and you see sale aisle, you feel like, oh my god, I really need this, it's such a beautiful item, but when you come home you see that it doesn't really match with anything else, and then you either need to not wear it or you need to purchase something else that will match that item, and that means you will spend even more money. So it's just never-ending cycle. And if you are worried that you are going to look boring or out of fashion and you want to fit in some ways, you can always try to accessorize, and you can buy trendy accessories. Those are much cheaper. And the last tip that I have, it's in some way related to clothes. It's to simplify your morning routine. I don't know how about you, but for me mornings used to be quite hectic, and sometimes I would wake up 1 hour before my alarm and I would not be able to go back to sleep because I would be thinking, what am I going to wear today? And I know that it is such a silly thing to think, but I would be so frustrated. I would not know what is that I'm gonna wear, and I would be making these outfits in my head while I'm trying to fall asleep. And what I'm doing now is that I prepare my clothes a night before I go to work, so I know what I'm going to wear and I don't have to be frustrated. Another thing, I also prepare my lunchbox before I go to work. I prepare my breakfast before I go to work. So when I wake up nice and calm. I do my yoga, I do some exercise, I have my breakfast, and while I'm walking to my public transport, I use guided walking meditation, and I really love this routine. It helps me to start my day simply and without worries. I hope that these tips were useful for you in some way. If you have any hacks or tips related to clothes, please leave your comment below so we can all see it, and I hope that you're going to take good care of yourself, and I will see you in my next video very soon. Bye bye for now.